Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay and welcome back to what is certainly going to be the final episode in the regular series for our completionist run in Might and Magic VII. And the reason I'm phrasing that so awkwardly is because I'm less familiar with this game. Even though I went through the lists of side quests, even though I went through all the promotion quests, even though I think we're done with everything, there's a chance that I missed something, and if I miss something, I'll have to do it in a like a post-series video. But because I can't think of anything else to do, it is time for us now to end the game. That is correct. This is essentially gonna be the finale. You know what, let's just call it the finale. Let's give me the benefit of the doubt. Let's assume I haven't missed anything. And let's just end this game on a proper high. Does that sound like a good idea to you? It sounds like a good idea to me. So for that, we're actually gonna have to, before we do anything, let's take a look at what our quest log is telling us. We have to go to the Lincoln in the sea west of Avley, retrieve this item, and return back to the quest giver in Celeste. Fortunately, we do have a beacon set in Avley, and we see that there is plenty of water as well to the west of Avley. So I don't remember exactly where it is. I will try to find it legitimately, and as luck would have it, we even have Water Walk cast. I think I don't know why I would have cast that. Oh yeah, I was testing out whether Water Walk was part of the Hour of Power package, and it wasn't. Or Day of Protection, or what have you. Right, so that settles that. Before we can do anything else, we do have to wear our wetsuits. So one thing we're gonna find out is whether it's enough to simply...
Not a chance.
Okay, you gotta take off your boots as well.
I can't use that.
And your cloak, I guess.
I can't use that.
And your blaster as well? Oh, obviously you've got to take off your armor. Okay.
I can't use that.
And your... oh my god. And your belt? I don't like... oh
Not
my...
a chance.
Now you... the only other things you're wearing are...
My bags are full.
okay, yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I don't like this part of the game because it is so inconvenient. Like, I'm sure it sounded like a cool idea. Yeah, and now we can't even put on our rings or anything else. The big question is, are we even gonna have space for all our things? Because we are carrying quite a bit of stuff. Looks pretty cool in that wetsuit, I will grant you that. But it does complicate things, doesn't it? Because one of them goes to you. Because there's so many things that we're gonna have to just put in our inventory. And I genuinely don't know if we're gonna have space. It's a rejuve potion. Oh, we can obviously use our blasters. That's the one item we can use. We can't use our melee weapons. Alright.
I can't use that.
It is kind of silly that you've got to take off your rings, although I guess the wetsuit contains gloves. They must be really tight gloves, if this is the only way to do it. Okay. Now comes the challenging part. Because we're carrying all of this stuff. What we can do is... we can... because Castle Harmondale shouldn't reset. Tell you what, let's go back to Castle Harmondale. Let's put stuff in chests. Let's find... you know, some... okay, here are a couple of chests. You can just throw this on the ground. And is this chest also empty? This chest is empty, okay. So you're carrying all your stuff, you're carrying all your stuff, you're gonna need space. Okay. Actually, you know what?
My bags are full.
Better idea.
My bags are full.
Put these, these special items in the chest. As many of them as we can fit. You know what? I'll give you these horseshoes just to save even more space. We can move stuff over there, and I think we've cleared up enough space. Actually, do we have more space in the chest? I think we can put maybe one more thing.
My bags are full.
No, we can't. Okay. Okay, but I think we've made... oh god, I think we... oh my god, come on. I think we made enough space. We can start removing our gear. We can keep the... oh, come on. I want to make sure that, like, that it's clear that this stuff is your stuff. And I guess the bow can be a nice dividing line, and the stuff on the left is the other special items that we've been carrying. And now, who was even carrying these wetsuits?
There's no room in here.
And now you're wearing one. Okay, and now... the same thing has to happen with you. Haste is getting kind of low. I'm gonna cast Hour of Power again, and I'm gonna... similar deal with you. Although, how are we gonna... how are we gonna deal with this? Or, like, what are we gonna do to make space? Well, let's do this. Maybe this gives us enough space. So let's start taking our stuff off. Yeah, I think we're gonna have enough space. You can hold on to that. Take off your boots. Yeah, we're barely gonna have enough space. Okay. Jeez, man, that was quite an ordeal. We're losing some of our duration on our haste because we've had to remove all of our gear. We've lost our light magic bonuses, which is another really annoying thing and another reason why I wish it didn't work this way. But anyway, with all of that done, let's finally go back to Avli. And now, at 4:46 a.m. in-game time, let's see what the deal is. If I can find this on my own. It is kind of dark, but it'll become brighter once it hits 5 a.m. I think. So any second now. There we go. And immediately it's dark again. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess the game was deciding whether it wanted it to be sunny or overcast, and made a late decision there. You know what? Why are we water walking when we can fly? I guess one advantage to water walk is that you're closer to the ground and you can see things. Alright. Let's see, so... I'm sure it's not going to be on the Obelisk Island. In fact, like, why am I even wasting my time? So what other options are there? See, west of Avley, there's this place. But this is not it either. I'm at a loss. Is it this thing? Well, I mean, there's something marked on the map, but it's out of bounds because we are literally at the edge of the map here. Is it on... So this is the village of Avley. And then the west of Avley would be all of this stuff. Let's check closer to the literal interpretation of what the game is telling us to do. So go to the Lincoln in the sea west of Avley. Is there... So that's the Hall of the Hill or something or the other. Does the ship take us there?
Welcome aboard!
No, that wouldn't make sense. Alright. I'm actually at a loss. Is it... Let's look at the town portal map. The Tolarian Forest, Avley... And the sea west of Avley. Go to the Lincoln... Okay, you know what? I'm giving up. Like, I don't see what the deal here is. I'm gonna just look it up on the walkthrough. I'm sorry, but it doesn't feel like it's well marked. I have completed this game before, although it's so long ago that it's possible that even the first time around I may have given up and consulted a walkthrough. Or, you know what, I was probably, you know, playing by myself, not really recording it, so I had the luxury of just roaming around for hours and hours until I eventually stumbled onto the solution. What? Whoa, are you serious? Okay, so what we have to do is we've got to make a foot transition. We've got to go to the edge of the map and we've got to make a transition by foot. Which I guess kind of makes sense, but I was completely down the wrong train of thought there. So yeah, I don't mind having to look it up. Here we go. And of course, the problem with this is it's gonna reset all our spells, and we cannot cast spells underwater, which is annoying. And there's sharks, we don't need to worry about sharks. We just need to find the... I guess it's kind of a cool environment. It's underwater, and they've also changed the jump physics so that your jumps are a lot more, you know, slow and loopy like this. Is this the... yeah, well, that looks promising. Or no, I think this is just a regular shipwreck. Temple in a bottle. Interesting.
I have no idea.
And a spell scroll. Some piles of gold on the ground. I'm not sure if I ever found that temple in a bottle before. Makes me wonder what else is on this map. Alright. I need to find the ship. I think we're going in roughly the right direction for that. Here we go. Here we go. There, that looks like the ship. Now we just need to find an entrance. What the hell is this stuff? Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like it has any entrances. Let's check this tower briefly. That doesn't look like it has anything either. Alright. Guess it's just there for cosmetic purposes. Now we need to find out how to get on this ship. Do we need to jump? Like use our jump. Well, we're now on the top of the ship. I don't know if that helps us. Ooh, maybe it does. Maybe this is how you get it? This hatch? Or something? No? No? Okay, these sharks are getting annoying.
But I need it fixed. It doesn't even hurt.
Okay, and this is getting a little irritating. Okay, I'm gonna save the game here just in case I mess something up and get one of my guys killed, because I can't heal. Alright, where is the entrance? Am I gonna have to literally consult a walkthrough? Okay. I thought I clicked there, but evidently I hadn't. What the hell is going on? Alright. Hour of power. Okay, this is annoying. Let me...
Suppose there's any...
Okay, hour of power. Okay, this is very, very obnoxious. I don't like... I was hoping we could get through without me having to complain about the game. But this is dumb, having this sequence. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a beacon. I don't need the Land of the Giants anymore.
It doesn't even hurt.
So I'm gonna oh my god, they're getting in my way. God, okay, I'm gonna set a beacon here. I'm gonna turn around and leave. How do I... Wait, what? Hang on, what? It says you must be wearing your wetsuits.
Let's get out of here.
Okay, so...
Let's get out of here.
Let's wait until it's Alexis's turn. Cast Lloyd's Beacon over here.
Let's get out of here.
Now let's leave. Oh no, we can't. We've got to wait for Alexis to recover again. Now we town portal back to Harmondale. Okay, now I think we're fine. Okay, okay. That was irritating. Let's rest. And let's take these stupid wetsuits off because we don't need them.
My bags
You're
are
going to
full.
have to get rid of something first.
Okay. Let's equip our gear again. Which of these belts was I using? Not that. But this. Alright, just give me a moment. I've gotta put all my stuff back on just because, like, we're done with the game's gimmick of you've got to wear these special suits. And now that that part is over, we've got to put all our stuff back on. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. Yeah, you can hold on to these wetsuits again. And yeah, sure, wear the belt of life. Alright. Now, you do have the beacon in the correct place. Now that that's done, let's make sure we've got our light magic buffs. Bonus of plus 17 sounds good. Hour of Power. Day of the Gods, Day of Protection, Protection from Magic, and then we're gonna go back, and then we're gonna show those stupid robots on that ship exactly how we feel about them doing what they did. Oh, and one other thing we need to do is you need to pick up your gear. I know this place is scripted never to reset, but I just want to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. Seems fine. Seems okay, although nice and, you know, ascending order of tallness, of height. Alright. What other spells do we need? We need Day of Protection. And lastly, we need Protection from Magic. Oh no, we already cast Day of Protection. We need Day of the Gods and then Protection from Magic. Come on. Day of the Gods and then Protection from Magic, which is this one. Yes, our 17-hour haste. That's what I like. Protection from Magic is here. And just so we have every symbol lit up, let's cast Immolation. It's a pretty cool symbol. And also Regeneration. One thing I'll point out, and I noticed while I was editing one of my videos, is that my whole life I thought when you cast Regeneration that it was just a weird kind of a vortex, a visual effect. But if you look closely, you can actually see there's like a face that appears. Like you can make out the eyes and the face is kind of moving a little bit. It's kind of creepy. Like, First time I noticed it, I was like, wow, that's actually kind of scary. That's like a horror movie trope, like seeing a face where it's not supposed to be. But now that all of that's done, let's save our game again. Ooh boy. And now let's recall our beacon to the Lincoln. And now I don't think these guys can really bother us too much. So after all that, what was the point of that whole, you know, shenanigans with the wetsuit?
That's it?
It was just literally one area. And what's shooting at us? Excuse me? So it can shoot us, but we can't shoot it. That's a bunch of garbage. This door opens. Why doesn't this door open? Excuse me?
But I needed
Okay, I know how to fix this. Wallace, Axe of the Dragon. Can we hit it? Yes, we can. Oh, yes. So there is a point to holding on to your proper melee weapons for situations like this where due to the odd... Excuse me, who's shooting at me now? Due to the strange and frustrating ways that walls will block your shots, sometimes you do need to take enemies down with melee damage. Alright, now with all of that done, I don't know if I was ready to be elevated just yet, because I wasn't done exploring the lower level. So let's go back. Yeah, let's be methodical. Let's explore as much of a level as we can before we start going into different zones. Okay. These enemy sound effects are a little loud, and I just hope that the like me turning the volume down on the game sounds will help those of you who are watching the recording, watching the actual video later, because it has been a bit of a... So I guess these enemies are above us. I was gonna say, it's been a bit of a challenge making sure that the audio levels are... that there aren't parts of the game that are uncomfortably loud. But you know what, let's just trust that I got it correct. Because so far it's been fine. These do feel really loud though. Alright, all kinds of weirdness going on here. Oh, one spell that we're missing is Torchlight. There we go, much better. Excuse me? People are shooting at us from above. That's pretty rude. Okay, we've got to... interact with that. That's going to take us up. And let's take down some more robots.
But I need it fixed.
Okay. And because this does technically qualify... Oh no, I wasn't ready to go down. I wasn't ready to go down. Let's go back up. Because this place technically qualifies as a dungeon, we are gonna be full clearing it. however long it takes. Shouldn't be that long. I don't think this is that large of an area. This feels like something you can interact with, or maybe there's a panel on one of these sides. No, doesn't look like it, and it looks like there's nothing above us either. Okay. Not really sure what to make of this. Is there something on the walls, perhaps, that I'm... I'm not seeing it. You know what? Let's go back down. I don't think there's a... So, what is this? These blue dots. That's kind of... Is there something on the walls when we go up? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's go back down. So, there's a panel. Oh, I was trying to interact with the panel again. Because maybe we've got to interact with it multiple times. The one that said power restored or something to that effect. Is this thing, right? Well, we can't really do anything else with it. It doesn't seem... Okay, maybe the power restoration did something for us. Oh, here's something that... Was this open the whole time, or did the power restoration open it? Hard to say. Okay.
But I need it fixed.
So what sort of experience are we getting? I'm just curious. Doesn't seem like they're giving us huge amounts of experience, so that's kind of sad, but they're also not being that annoying, you know, now that we actually have our equipment and our buffs. So I guess it's, on balance, it's a fair exchange, I suppose. This elevated part of that room teleports us. I wasn't expecting a teleport. I was expecting it to be another elevator. I really hope these guys aren't breaking our stuff. I haven't checked our inventories in a while. Well, looks like everything is still intact, so that's good. That is good. Alright.
It's disarmed.
Here we go.
Let's leave it behind.
Blaster rifles.
Let's leave it behind.
Which I think do more damage than pistols. 5d5 plus 12 compared to 3d5 plus... Oh yeah, that's much more damage. And it seems like they're still one-handed. So you can, yeah, you can use it while also holding a shield. That's great. But just make sure you don't have a weapon in your offhand, because that'll slow it down. So now we're on the lookout for more of these rifles. Ooh, a different enemy type? No, it's just the assassin droids with their multi-directional attacks. Oh, this is an area we've already been. Something weird going on in this room. I don't know if these things are gonna hurt us. You know, let's experiment. Oh no, they extend when we come inside. And if you're standing in the area before they get to you, they clip right through you. Or I'm not sure what that's supposed to do for us. I mean, there's gold on the ground. We may as well be picking it up, but... what does that do? That's an elevator that you have to manually do something with. Okay. I know earlier on I said, hey, let's be organized with how we're exploring this area, but I think I gave up on that like a long time ago. So clearly, or possibly, what was that sound? I was gonna say possibly something in this room is gonna open that door. Possibly something in this room. What? So... oh. That was weird. Like, I was interacting with it and it was making the door opening sound. But either it was opening some different door or it made the sound to open the door without opening the door itself. Alright, now let's... oh, it seems like these are... oh yeah, these are force field doors. Oh. But we can't... just... do any of these panels help us with these? It doesn't look like it. So let's go all the way down, maybe. I guess the other question is there even, would there even be any point to going inside the force fields? Would there be any point to it? Probably not. But then, what was the point of this area? Possibly nothing? Okay, we go out through here. This is a part we've already been in. Let's walk along this balcony here. What does that do? Oh, that sends that elevator down. Okay. Okay, let's... continue on. Okay. Anything to do with these panels? Doesn't seem like it. Hey, what's this? Oh, that's our quest item. I think we can end this game if we want. I think we can end the game if we want.
It doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even hurt. Oh. It doesn't even hurt.
Oh, is what is are the sparks because we took that item and now the ship is kind of blowing up? Is that what's going on?
I have no idea.
I'm not ready to leave just yet.
What a scrap.
It doesn't even
Yeah, I'm not ready. I haven't cleared this area. These
I have no
sparks are gonna be an irritant, however. Regen is still active for quite a while. Alright, let's take a look at the map and look at where it seems there are areas we haven't been to. Let's see if there's anything. So there's a blue dot. Ooh, there's another chest.
It's disarmed.
That's it? That's
Not
it?
another blaster rifle. I would very much like to have 4 of these for all 4 of my party members. Is there another chest? Is there another chest on this side, maybe? No? Or is there a chest downstairs? Not sure, but what I do know is that there are enemies somewhere. And there's all kinds of treasure to the right. So let's see if... I thought that was a staircase, it obviously wasn't. Let's see if maybe we can figure out how to access some of this treasure. Okay. Alright, so... this room looks like it's kind of empty. What if we go up here? Ah, okay, here is something we haven't seen before.
I have no idea.
Let's leave it behind.
I don't think we need more blaster pistols,
That's it?
but we would like blaster rifles to greatly boost up our damage. One more rifle and we'll have a complete set for all our people. Where... How do you get to this stuff? How do you get... So there's stuff over there, and how would you get there? Like, which part of the map would take you there? I guess if we go inside here, and if we go up, that takes us to this area, which didn't really have anything for us. What if we go back? We go down. Wasn't there another button? If there are two buttons, does this take us down? This does take us down. But does that help us in any way? So we open this door, and now... Ooh! There are more doors that we can open. I think we found it. All we need is for one of these rooms to have a chest that we can open with a blaster rifle. It's not going to be this room. One of these should, surely. This one, maybe?
Does it even hurt?
No. Not that one either. That's kind of sad. And this place we've already been. Oh, there are more enemies. Opening up the rest screen just to give me an indication of how close they are to us. So the enemies aren't... They aren't close enough here to where they're stopping us from resting. We do need to find out where these enemies are, because that is one of my completionist objectives. Okay, let's go back into the main area. Maybe let's go down. That might help us somehow. We go down here, down here.
It doesn't even hurt.
There we go. Here's some enemies. But does being up here do anything for us? Seemingly no. Oh, now we can finally open the door that that annoying enemy was behind. Okay. What else? What else?
It doesn't even... It doesn't...
Okay. Here. Where are these enemies? So I'm concentrating. Oh no, I messed up. I rested. You know what? It's fine. We'll get our buffs back. Let's get the protection back first. So we have Wizard Eye. Okay, so the enemies are in this place where these items are. Oh, that might be the door, I think. I think now I've kind of figured out what the doors in this place look like. You know what? I should have probably realized this sooner. Alright. Couple more spells to cast. Get the gods.
It doesn't even hurt.
Protection from magic. And 4 instances of the regeneration spell. Come on. Such a long delay. Alright. now it's gonna be quick because we just have to cast this a few times. 1, 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Alright, now. There's a blaster pistol on the ground.
I don't know what that
Yeah, we don't need that anymore.
I don't know
We
what that
need
is.
a rifle.
I don't know
There
what
we
that
go.
is.
That's it?
Our final rifle. And we've got 8 pistols. And sure,
That's
I'll
it?
pick up more rifles. If we can have 8 rifles in total, that'll be nice and symmetrical. Like opening up this. This place we've already been to, it seems. I think that's where we got the overthruster from. There are even more enemies nearby, it seems. But where could they be? Where, oh, where could they be?
These conditions are unsuitable.
Are there more doors nearby?
Does it even hurt?
These conditions are unsuitable. These conditions are These conditions are These conditions.
Okay, so the enemies might be down here. No. The enemies are not down there. Maybe there's another passageway that you can access from here. Oh no, here's another door. Oh, we've already been here. But maybe there's something down here? No, because the enemies aren't even close enough here. It seems to be like the ship's helm. Like pilot, co-pilot, captain are probably sitting here. What about this door? Oh, we've already been there. I could see the enemy corpses. That door, it seems, closes immediately. Okay. Or maybe... Maybe... Oh, here's a room. I think we just did it. I think we just cleared this area. It's hard to tell because of the spell sound effects, but you can no longer hear the intermittent enemy sound effects. What we're gonna do is we're gonna walk around just to make sure we don't have the yellow indicator anywhere, and once we've done enough of that, we're gonna hand this in, and we're gonna end the game. Okay. I'm gonna go back to this area. How would I do that? Oh, we need to go up for that. Just give me a moment. Okay, looks like... oh my god, excuse me. What? Oh. Wait, where is... Okay. I guess I was just in the wrong door. Alright. Doesn't look like anything's there. That teleporter takes us here to this area. And let's take one final look at the very bottom of the ship. And I think if there's no signs of any enemy activity there, then we can call it good. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the bottom. Can we jump across? Not quite. So we're gonna have to take the staircase up, and we're gonna have to go like this, back at the bridge, and nobody there. We fully cleared the Lincoln, picked up a bunch of blaster rifles. Don't know if I picked up every single rifle, but we've got one for every character plus one spare. And now, without further ado, it's time to end this game. It is time to end this game. So, let's go back to Celeste. And let's go to the castle. I was gonna call it Castle Celeste, but I think it's called something else. Something with an L. Lambert? Something like that. This is not the castle, this is the temple, right? Or is it the castle? That is the temple. These angels getting in our way again for one final time. Aye, okay. Alright. Let's go to the castle for real. Let's see how much experience did we get total. We got enough, barely enough experience to gain one more level from killing all of those enemies. So yeah, it doesn't look like they are high value targets for experience at all. But you know what, it's okay, we cleared the area out, and that's all we wanted.
Ew. What's that smell?
Apparently, something smells a bit funny. Like, I guess there's probably not a lot of ventilation in this castle, so the air would get a bit stale. So that can make sense. Alright. Now... Oh, the wetsuits have respawned. The wetsuits have respawned. That's hilarious. Okay, now let's talk to Resurrectra, and I think we're about to see a cutscene, so brace yourselves.
That ought to do it.
Welcome. I am Korak. Please come in.
Korak? We saw you crash on Zine. How could you have survived?
My apologies. I am a Korak, not the Korak. The Korak you saw crash was not me, and he may very well have died in that crash. Then again, perhaps not. We are very hard to kill. This is Web Station Beta 5, and I am the Guardian. The gate system was built about 1,000 years ago, but we never got a destination portal set up on your world before the war. The war against the Cregan consumed all the resources of the Ancients.
Which one leads to the Ancients?
None of them, I'm afraid. When the Cregan infiltrated the Gate Web 900 years ago, the entire Spinward Rim was cut off from the rest of the system. That's where we are right now. And that star over there is where you just came from.
What about all these other gates? Where do they lead?
Other worlds seeded by the Ancients long ago. They all fell into barbarism during the war. I would help them, but I am not permitted to leave this place. And I get very little traffic. The gates prevent people without control cubes from passing through them.
So where can we go from here?
Go? Why, anywhere you want, my friends. Anywhere you want.
Okay. So, that was an interesting cutscene. I'm actually not entirely sure. Okay, so I can gather the basic story. Xene obviously is a place that's acknowledged in Might and Magic lore, and the war with the Kriegans and everything, but the bit about the gates and the teleportation and how that whole thing works, that's still a bit hazy. I'm not sure if you're meant to fully understand, but evidently this system will allow you to transport yourself anywhere in the universe or anywhere within their network, something like that. I'm sure the details aren't important. What is important is that we've beaten the game and we get this nice little certificate to acknowledge what we did. We are all at level 89, we are all fully promoted, and we're told that we did a splendid job with the activation of the gate. 1,000 worlds lie at our feet. Perhaps on one of them, perhaps we'll find the Ancients themselves, and we'll return with the fruits their great civilization has to offer your world, and our kingdom. I started that paragraph in first person, and then I'm like, oh, I might as well try and keep that consistent. Anyway, it took us 7 years, 11 months, 23 days. Our score, for whatever that's worth, is 5,972, and we have beaten Might and Magic VII for blood and honor. And if we click, well, clicking doesn't do anything, but if I press escape, we get a nice little message from the developers. They hope that we enjoyed playing it, and oh, and they even saved this certificate just so you don't have to do print screen yourself. Alright, that's nice. That is nice. And do we get experience for beating the game? No, we don't. All we get is that neat little certificate that maybe I will print out. Who knows? Anyway, now that we've won, it's time to, go through our final reflections on this game. And I know while I've been playing it, I've been pretty critical of some of the game design elements, like even going into the Lincoln. I didn't like the whole wetsuit thing. I didn't like the fact that you're not able to cast your, you spend your entire game building up these characters with these skills, and then you're thrown into a situation where you're not using any of those. You're just given some weird item, and it's it was a novel situation, but the novelty wore off pretty quick while you're just constantly taking damage. You're not allowed to heal, and then you enter the ship and those droids do even more damage. But fortunately, the game mechanics allowed you to defeat that, and I don't know if this is intended or not, but I always do this. I always go to the Lincoln, I set up a beacon, I go straight back out, cast all my buffs, go straight back in, and just clean house that way. So I guess if you look at it in that sense, almost an interesting puzzle. Like, you're not allowed to use your skills, and you're supposed to find a way to maneuver yourself back into a situation where you can use your skills. So I guess I've kind of talked myself into appreciating it after all. Maybe I was too hard on the whole wetsuit situation. Maybe you're supposed to look at it as an interesting puzzle about how you're supposed to overcome this unusual obstacle. So you know what, we'll give them a pass on that. There were some other minor concerns I had, or some minor issues I had in this game with some of the enemy skills, especially in the pit. Some issues I had which carried over from Might and Magic VI, which is, it's weird that enemies are able to target your party members based on their attributes, like what class they have, what gender they have. Like, they're shooting from dozens of meters away, and somehow they're able to pinpoint target only the women in your party. I'm talking about the Titans especially. That was not necessarily the best game design choice, but on the whole, I do really enjoy this game. I do think it's a good game, and it holds a special place in my heart. So a lot of you who have played the Might and Magic game, the games in the Might and Magic series, will probably also have played Heroes of Might and Magic, like especially Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. So I played Heroes 3. That was the first game in the Heroes series that I played, and I played it before I played Might and Magic VII. And Heroes 3, for those of you who aren't familiar, the base game is called Heroes 3: The Restoration of Erathia. And if that name is familiar, that's because Erathia is this place right here. So I played that turn-based strategy game, and it's a pretty awesome game. Like, the Heroes series is probably the most acclaimed series of games based on this world. And I played Heroes 3 before I played this game, and I was already familiar with places like Erathia, Tartalia, Bracada, from having played them in a strategy game. Of course, when you're playing, stumbling over my words a little bit. Let me organize my thoughts. What I'm trying to say was, when you've played a strategy game, and when you've familiarized yourself with a setting, with an area, through encountering it in a strategy game, you've done it from a more top-down perspective. Like, you're seeing the big picture, you're commanding armies, you're seeing the entire map at a time. But when you're in a first-person role-playing game like this, you're not looking at it in a top-down way. You're actually walking around. You're looking at individual houses. You're seeing people walking on the streets. And you're immersed in the actual world in a completely different way. And because I had already played Heroes 3, to come into Might and Magic VII and to actually walk around in these places that represented places that I'd seen in Heroes 3, that was a special experience. And for that reason, this game, as I mentioned, will always have a special place in my heart, even though it has numerous technical issues. Like, there were a few bugs we encountered as well. There was that persistent issue with dialogue being triggered earlier than it should, which killed some of the moments, especially seeing dialogue from Archibald before we were actually supposed to even meet him. Kind of ruined one of the surprises, one of the cool moments. But on the whole, in spite of all of that, I still love this game. Like, it might not be as, technically good a game as its predecessor or its successor, Might and Magic VI, Might and Magic VIII, but I will always still love it. And like I said, for this reason, being able to walk around in these worlds, that I loved in Might and Magic in Heroes 3. For that reason, it will always be special to me in a way that even those games aren't. But yes, that is all about my thoughts about the game as a whole. Let's talk about one more aspect of this game, which is the fact that we were trying to do a completionist run. And let's talk about what all we accomplished in this game. What we did was, as far as I can tell, we did every side quest. I don't think there's anything we missed. There was one unusual quest chain that started with Mr. Malwick on Emerald Island and continued on with Stantley in the Titalia Mercenaries Guild. That quest I chose to fail, partly because I was annoyed with how irritating the quest was. Like, I'm playing the game and all of a sudden some weirdo is telling me, hey, you gotta do this in... You've got 1 week to do this, or there'll be consequences. I'm like, get lost, get bent. And so I failed the quest, but failing it, I think, is justified on 2 grounds. Number one, nothing goes in your quest log either way, whether you do what he's asking or whether you don't. So failing it is as good a resolution as, you know, doing the thing. But also, if you fail it, it does one further thing. It spawns enemies in your castle, which you then have to kill, which almost counts as one extra quest state. So failing it gives you one extra thing to do. So in a completionist sense, arguably, failing it is the more complete option. So yes, we dealt with all the quests. We talked about that weird quest chain. What else did we accomplish? Well, we tried to find as many artifacts and relics as we could. A lot of them were found by grinding the dragon at the beginning of the game, such as Wallace, such as Splitter, and I'm still so sad that we couldn't use this, but its explosive impact really does make it very hard to use properly. And like Anya Selving, Yoruba, everyone has a few artifacts like these, like Harrick's Leather as well, and your bow, Ulysses, and you've got a few as well. You've got the Glory Shield, Governor's Armor, this Mace, you've got a few as well, the Phynaxian Crown, 7 League Boots, Titan's Belt. I'm sure I'm missing quite a few, but we found a bunch of artifacts like that. We also found some special items, like the Villain's Blade, the Lieutenant's Cutlass, which aren't artifacts or relics, but they're just items with unique names that you get from looting specific enemies. The Minotaur's Axe also is one of those. So I don't know if we got every single one of these. The robe of the Cloak of the Sheep is also one of those that we got from the like the High Priest of Ba. I don't know if we got every single one of them. I got as many of them as I could, but there might be some enemy somewhere in some dungeon with some special item that I didn't pick up, and if you know of one that I've missed, or even one that I haven't missed, if you know of any, you just feel free to leave a comment, and if I see one that I haven't gotten, I'll perhaps in a bonus video see if I can pick that one up. In addition, there were also extra artifacts in scripted locations like Colony Zod, where we found this. We also found Hermes' sandals on a dragon in the Dragon Cave. And again, there might be more artifacts and relics that are scripted to be in certain places that I didn't pick up. And again, if you know of any, feel free to let me know. In addition to all of that, what did we do? We cleared every dungeon and every exterior zone. At least once. After that, we would only kill enemies if there was some reason to, for instance, killing the dragons and titans over in the Land of the Giants for the experience. And we gained a lot of experience this way. We are close to level 90. In fact, we're able to train to level 90 if we want. I'll not do that just yet because it would get rid of our buffs. And in addition to all of that, we also beat these tests and contests and challenges for every single statistic. So the way those worked was for tests you need 50, for contests you need 50, for tests you need 100, and then for the challenges you need more than that. I don't know exactly how much because our stats were way too high by the time we started doing those, but I would guess either 150 or 200. And then for beating contests, you got 5 skill points. For beating tests, you got 7 skill points. For beating challenges, you got 10 skill points. So that adds up to 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 10 is 22. So 22 multiplied by 7 is 154. For doing that, not only did we like complete an objective, like something to cross off a list, but we got 154 extra skill points for our characters, which is no joke. In addition, we also got all of our black potions. We didn't do alchemy to get the potions. We bought all the potions by grinding at the shops. And we got them for every stat, for every character. So a boost of 50 to all of our stats, which becomes less relevant once you have high level Day of the Gods, but still nice, and another nice thing to cross off our list. One caveat though, and this is something I forgot to mention in our earlier point, when I said we went into every dungeon and we cleared every dungeon, there are actually 2 asterisks, 2 caveats to that. Number one, we didn't clear friendly dungeons. By that I mean things like Castle Griffinheart or the Dwarven Caverns, where there are technically areas where you can go and loot and you can cause people to become hostile. But I opted not to kill people, or not to consider a place to be cleared unless the people were already hostile. I also avoided killing civilians this entire game for that same reason, even in cases where they would bug out and become hostile, like in the pit or in Deja or in Nyon. And that's gonna be, like, that was my goal, or that was one of my conditions in Might and Magic VI. It was a condition for me in this game, and it's also gonna be a condition for me in when I eventually play Might and Magic VIII, is that I'm not gonna be killing any civilians. So we beat the entire game without killing any civilians, so good for us on that. The other caveat to my claim that I cleared every dungeon is that we couldn't get into Clanker's lab because the dialogue from Archibald triggered earlier than it should. So after you've beaten the game, if you then try to go into Clanker's lab, Archibald will then be there, and now that we've beaten the game, we can go there and see his dialogue again, and it'll make a lot more sense this time. But yes, we weren't able to get inside Clanker's lab because somehow that part of the quest chain broke, and the game placed Archibald at the door to Clanker's lab where he will block your entry, even before we actually met him in the game, which is when you first go into the Land of Giants. So that was unfortunate, because I believe there are a few scripted artifacts inside Clanker's lab that we then were not able to get. So, where's the entrance? Is it ground level? It might be ground level. Is it though? Hang on. Oh, here we go. So we couldn't go into Clanker's lab because then Archibald gives this dialogue back for more target practice. If you wait long enough, my people will regenerate. But yeah, we can't get into Clanker's lab. So the only way to, like, even if the game is working properly, eventually this will happen. So the only way to guarantee yourself continued access to Clanker's lab is to go inside before you meet Archibald and before you complete that section of the quest, and then set a beacon inside Clanker's lab, and then periodically go back, and then make sure you don't let your beacon expire. So because we were never able to enter Clanker's lab to begin with, sadly, this is something that we'll never be able to do, and it does kind of tarnish the, you know, completionist reputation that we're going for. But because we were barred from doing this due to a game glitch, I'm gonna say it, like, it's an asterisk, but it's not necessarily our fault. Like, we did everything that we could, and in that sense this was completionist, because we did do everything that we personally could, and if we're stopped from doing something because the game's glitching out, then, you know, then there's not a lot we can do about that. So yes, that is one final bit of commentary on our completionist goals, and I think that's about everything that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I talked about how I feel about this game, talked about everything we did, talked about the glitches, talked about the completionism, and I think we're basically done. There are gonna be at least one bonus video, because there's gonna be something that we're gonna do with this temple in a bottle that I didn't do in this video because you get it so late. You get it in the end game area, and by the time you're in the end game, like by the time you're wearing the wetsuits, you kind of have to finish the game, because otherwise, like, you leave and then you'd come back and it would be really annoying. But there is going to be something we do with the temple in the bottle. Oh, and actually, we never looked at genie lamps either. So yes, I'm going to do 2 bonus videos at a minimum. One looking at this thing, and one looking at how genie lamps work. So there's going to be some bonus content, but I am going to take a bit of a break. At least a week from recording any videos for this series before I do any bonus content, because while it's been fun, it has also been exhausting. So while these videos, I was doing a few of them a week, for the bonus stuff, it's probably just going to be like 1 per week. Not that it necessarily matters if you're seeing the series like months later after it's already uploaded, but on the off chance anyone's actually following this live, you could expect the bonus stuff over the next couple of weeks. So yes, and I think that is going to be all. We've covered everything, so yes. Thank you so much for joining me on this wild, wild journey on this flawed but still lovely game. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it with its glitches and all, and my occasional frustration and occasional moments of triumph, like the axe of the dragon, the bow of the dragon. Like, I still remember how, you know, elated I was when we found those things. So we had some low moments, but we also had some lovely highs as well. So I hope you, throughout all of it, found at least something that you were able to enjoy. But more than anything, I'm just grateful that you were here with me on this lovely, lovely journey. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll stick around for the bonus videos, but if not, you know, that's fine too. I'm just glad that you were here. And one other thing I should mention before I close this off is that I will be doing Might and Magic VIII as well, but I'll be taking a bit of a longer break before I do that. So I'm going to be doing a couple bonus videos for this game over the next couple of weeks, and then after that I'll take at least a month off before I start on Might and Magic VIII. So you know, just to recuperate, because it has been a not necessarily exhausting, but it's the kind of thing that you want to take some time to recover and reflect, and I do want to just play some games for myself without having to record them. So yes, do expect to see Might and Magic VIII on this channel soon, but it might take a while before I start on that series. So yes, that is going to be all. Thank you again for watching. I hope to see you when we start on Might and Magic VIII, because that is something I'm really, really looking forward to. It's my favorite game in this little trilogy of games. So I really hope to see you in that one. So until then, take care.